Welcome to Friday. Yay. How's everybody doing? I'm tired. Welcome to the stream. I'm Artsume. If you didn't know already, how are we doing on this Friday? Hope that we're doing good. It has been a long week. Honestly, it hasn't been too crazy, I don't think. It's funny because like a lot of projects that were supposed to happen this week at work ended up getting canceled. So it's like, not really too crazy. It's been pretty chill, but I think today you kind of like get to the end of the week and you're just like like you're just fully out of steam. You're like, all right, time to crash. But I can't crash just yet. Is it soft or is it far away? It might be far away too. But I can pump it up a bit more. Here, let me put it at, there we go. Alright. See here, doing alright. Just doing some 3D modeling. I'm gonna watch Vinland Saga later and attend a homeowner general assembly. Ooh. 3D modeling. That is a very interesting, I have a very interesting relationship with that. Let's see. Haruzukai. Hi, how are you? Good to see you in the chat. Good to see you on the Twitch. Good to have you over here watching the stream. Yeah, good to have you over here. But let's see. I think I can probably make this right about here. But yeah, it has been quite a week, but I am ready to get down to business. I guess I'm a little bit behind. I'm just been kind of like steadily running out of steam and I'm like, but I think this week, you know, it was Valentine's Day. Hope you guys had a good Valentine's Day. If you celebrate, if you participate, if you don't, it was just another Wednesday. And that's totally fine too. Let's see, how are you? I'm doing great. Despite my slightly, I want to say I'm a little low energy. Which I try not to be, but you know, it is what it is. It's the me that you got. How are you? How's your week gone by? I feel like, yeah, I think the thing is that the week also feels like it went by pretty quickly. And then you get to the end of the week and you're like, what did I accomplish? But I accomplished a lot. I did do a good amount of things, so. And then next week probably will be pretty busy work-wise, so. Let's see here. How was your Valentine's Day? My Valentine's Day was good. I have weekends off, but I took that day off to just like hang out and just have a day with my partner, because he has the middle of the week off. So he has Wednesdays off and I have Saturdays. Well, he has Wednesday, Thursday, and then I have Saturday, Sunday off. So I was like, you know what? It's a day to celebrate and hang out, so I'll go ahead and just use some PTO and take that time off. So it was nice. Had, went to this really cute cafe, enjoyed some pretty yummy eats, then took my dog for a walk. The girl is roaming around, I guess, and that was really fun because trying to train her, she's a schnauzer, so they're very defensive. But I'm just trying to train her to, like, you know, not be super, like, barky out in public. But she was very good, so she got treats after that. And then Valentine's, so the evening, we had some Korean food, which was so good. Your week was good. That's so good to hear. That's really good to hear. Listen, that's all we can ask for. Leaning on the positive side is always a good one. So, do tell your relationship with 3D modeling. So I had kind of tried to uncover some software, and I ended up, I would say, like, pretty much devoting a good amount of time to trying to learn Blender. Blender, I'm still trying to navigate more. Right now, the best I can do is import a file and move it around, and, you know, like, maybe take it and adjust it and move it, like, just enough to, like, maybe compile some items into one thing. Because I went through the process of learning how to, what was it called? How to do the donut tutorial. So if you're familiar with Blender, it's a 3D program that is free, and it's free, but it's kind of like one of those programs that is just near industry standard. And it is a big deal that it's free, especially because, you know, it's Maya and Cinema 4D, those things cost a lot of money. Anyway, but yeah, they are very expensive. So Blender is free, and a lot of people make some really amazing stuff with Blender. The donut. Hey Wendy, how's it going? The donut is kind of naff. I never did the donut. I figured out Blender more easily with a sword tutorial. Also hi, yeah. Yeah, and I think when you first, so the search results of Blender, when you, like, first type it in, I feel like it's so oversaturated with, like, the donut talk that as a newbie, as somebody who I'm like, I don't know where to begin, you just dive into that. So I think that's kind of where I was coming from. I think the donut tutorial helped me realize two things, or learn two things, I guess. First thing was how to navigate. Also bought this cool mouse because they were like, yeah, you really need a center scroll. I was like, and this mouse is just really an amazing mouse. So there's that. And then I learned that if you're going to approach any project at all you need to do is Google a tutorial on YouTube and then apply that to your object. Like, if I want, you know, to make a neon sign, then I can go look up a YouTube tutorial of how to make an object, you know, light and render it to be neon, and then I just go in and add the settings there. So I don't know, but I kind of fell off of it after a minute. I model using my screen tablet. That's another thing that I had figured, because if you're trying to, like, actually sculpt things, actually having a screen tablet seems like a no-brainer. Now, because I have an iPad, another app software that I had looked into was Nomad Sculpt, and that one is pretty fun. That one's pretty, it's pretty legit. It's kind of like if you had, like, Procreate, but for 3D modeling. Like, it's very streamlined and stuff, so, oh yeah. Is there anything in particular you're trying to 3D model, Lark? Feel free to mention it in the chat. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and pull up my file and really get to working. Also, by the way, hi, how are ya? Just gonna lay out kind of what I'm doing today, for the stream and for the, video on demand. Says, I'm currently using Blender to model backgrounds and mechs. Oh, and that was the other thing that, as I was doing further research, realizing, oh, I can use Blender for 3D backgrounds. And now that's all I use Blender for. So anytime, like, so before I was really like on that like Acon 3D grind, I was like using like backgrounds from Sketchfab and stuff. So most of my backgrounds, I was basically going through Blender, navigating, rotating, changing the camera angle, and then just screenshot, and then boom, that was my background for that panel. So yeah, that's pretty primarily what I use Blender for nowadays. So, but hopefully that can get me by in the future whenever I'm trying to do something a little extra. But today we are working on episode 7 of the webcomic and just doing progress. And I would say there's nothing too spoilery. Last stream I mentioned that I'll probably kind of work on my Webtoon on stream in like a case-by-case basis. And it probably would be more further down the line. But if you see something, then you might just need to read the webcomic. I mean, if you see me work on an episode and you're like, what's going on here? I wonder what's happening. Then I guess you just gotta, I don't know, read the, catch up on episodes. I'm being goofy, but yeah. I'd like to eventually learn how to model anime models, eventually. Cool. Alrighty. So, let's change this direction. Oh, okay. I'm like, why is she growling back there? She's just playing with a toy. Oh, my Apple Pencil. Okay, so I finished that panel. Okay, and that was what I was working on. Kill. You just caught up yesterday? Nice! Super cool. Yeah, I find that it's kind of interesting because, you know, when you go on like a webcomic page for the first time, it's like, and maybe I would, you know, this is my ask now that I have some people in the hi baby, since I have some folks in the chat, I would love to hear your thoughts. When you find out about a new webcomic, if they only have maybe 3 episodes, are you willing to look at the episodes? Or would you prefer a webcomic that has like maybe 15 plus episodes? Cause I know for me, for example, I try to make my episodes like a good chunk, you know, like at least something is happening in the episode, whether it's like a character development or maybe it's like a plot, important thing for the plot. So like when you discover a new webcomic, Are you deterred if there's not a lot of episodes, or are you open to still reading it if there's not a lot of episodes? And I think the reason why I ask is that I feel like people are more, at least based off of traffic that I've recognized from, like, you know, my numbers and stuff like that, I do feel like I have gotten more views on the webcomic the more episodes exist. I don't know if that makes sense. Oh yeah, I've read up to episode 4 last I checked. Yeah, like I said, this episode and the things you may or may not see in this episode aren't like too crazy, but hopefully they're just a nice little sneak peek. And that's really what I intend, like, to have myself stream my episodes, be just like a little sneak peek. I will say, for me personally, sometimes if a webcomic has, like, I don't know, maybe, let's say randomly 100 or 200 plus episodes, I feel a little more intimidated. I think even though I'm intimidated, if I read like the first 2 episodes, if it hooks me, then I'm like totally ready. I will say then it's a little harder because you want to binge the episodes so badly. I'm not avid Webtoon consumer, even though I made them for a while, so I don't know the trends. I think it depends. If the webcomic is made for small comic strips that can stand alone, I don't mind fair ones. But if it's arcs that span long chapters, I prefer all of them drop in one go. Okay. Yeah, I think that, so just what I'm personally trying to do, you know, my story revolves around, like you said, kind of like character arcs, story arcs, things like that. So I want my episodes to be like a scene. Like, I don't want it to be, unless it's like a mini episode or a bonus episode, which I feel like I would specify, I want someone to feel like, even though I'm just even though I'm just reading this one episode, I'm still sitting down and like getting something from it, if that makes sense. But it is an interesting thing because consuming webcomics and webtoons or whatever the platform may be is like kind of a different breed than consuming like something that's more of a graphic novel or like a more traditional method, I guess. Let's see here. Which is what I'm doing actually. I'm dropping everything once the whole arc is complete. Well, plan to release them weekly at least, because trying to make webcomics on the spot on a regular is a nightmare. Lock. You know, I'm gonna put my pin down for this one. If I was getting paid to release these episodes weekly, I would do it in a heartbeat. Like, I'm not even kidding me. Now, granted, now this is the thing. For me, I know that there's something coming that is going to probably require me to create a buffer for my episodes. Because you're right. Like, me personally, I don't want to draw just to release. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to have in my ideal world. Let me read this. Hold on. Say, I'm open to still reading it. I become more interested in the next chapter and get excited for the next chapter release. That is another thing, the release day. That's always pretty good. It is hard though, because it's like, do you binge the content? Is it worse if like you then have to wait for the release because you're caught up? Says you say that only up until you're actually there. But then by then you'd have to have a game plan. Yes. And like I would say it is super easy to burn out. You're right. I mean, even as we speak, I feel like I need to kind of take a moment to like assess, because here's the thing. I extremely enjoy what I'm doing. I extremely enjoy what I'm writing. You know, I have, let me find out. Let me tell you guys this. You're getting the behind the scenes look. See, and then there's one other people who are just aliens when it comes to making webcomics. I'm not one of them. the extra special outlier. So as we speak, I'm currently working on episode 7. I'm drawing episode 7. I currently have all the way up to episode 12 fully written. So I have it fully written out. And for some people, that's an accomplishment. Yeah, wow. So what I did, I created a buffer, but I created a buffer for my writing, and I didn't create a buffer for my drawing. So in my opinion, there may come a point where I am going to have to take a hiatus, not a hiatus from working on the comic, but a hiatus from posting it. That way I work really hard, get a minimum of 2 episodes done, and then release them on my ideal like bi-weekly schedule. That's what I would like to do. It's definitely easier said than done. Let's see. Well, if you ever need to hire an assistant, this is my application. Well, hey, that's definitely something I think about, because it's that very interesting like balancing beam of this isn't big enough for me to do full time yet, but I am doing this as a full-time job. So basically at the end of the day, when I clock in to work at 8 and clock out at 5, that's my first full-time job. And then the thing, and then the thing I do from, was it Saturday to Sunday, is my second full-time job that I don't get paid for. Which is Twitch and YouTube and right, say it for the people in the back. But you know, it's a balance, and Lark, like you said, that's definitely something that I have considered, because you can't do it all yourself, you know? And to expect, I know for me, to expect just one person, little me, to push out content in a way that is as if a team of like 5 people is working on this thing is not possible, and I shouldn't expect it to be possible. So I'm hoping, and this is my discussion also of things that I hope is soon to come in this year, is that I hope this can become something that is like, you know, even more viable. And that's regarding everything. That's regarding the money side of things, the schedule side of things. But, you know, it's all baby steps, so. See. You got this. Thank you so much. You can't do it all yourself unless you're an alien. By the way, I noticed the Jollibee share. Oh, yeah. It's, what is it? Oh my god, why am I blanking? Yeah, we got the Jollibee. Right there. I think it's, New Jeans. There we go. It's like a New Jeans, Jollibee shirt. Yeah, I'm not an alien. Let's see, only Filipinos understand, yeah. Oh shoot, speaking of which, there's this game I think you'll like called Indivisible. Ooh. What is thy premise? See, game follows the story of Ajna, a girl who embarks on a global journey to discover the truth about her mysterious powers. During her quest, she joined by a variety of unique heroes, gaining new abilities to traverse different environments and defeat enemies encountered along the way. Ooh. Will you make Space Ultima merch in the future? Well, you know, it's crossed my mind a few times. It's made by Lab Zero, the same people who did Skullgirls before the whole change to Future Club. Cool. I'll look that up real quick. So, oh my gosh, Indivisible. There we go. But yeah, no, that's definitely, oh my gosh, hers, thank you. Oh no! Hold on. Alright, test. Back on. How are we sounding? Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm just gonna make sure that that doesn't happen again. Anyway. What is it? Heru. There we go. Heru. Oh my god. Okay, so much happening. It's rated mixed on Steam, but I like it. Okay. I'll still check it out. I like to watch the game trailers on Steam. But yes, thank you, Heru, for the subscription. And then you got that cute little cat box on the side. Yeah, no, the static is so stupid. I don't really know. I don't know why it does that. But anyway. I love his use of Southeast Asian aesthetic. I think that's super cool. There's a lot of games, so, I'm pretty sure plenty of you have watched, but the game developer, Chilla's Art, I fell into a rabbit hole of, like, other games that kind of take place in, like, an Asia setting. There's, like, some that take place in, like, more Southeast Asian one. I don't remember, who exactly, makes those other games. I know Chilla's Art, I know what that is. I saw it and did the soy jack pointing meme. Haha! It's right there! But anyway, yeah, I like that, you know, games, especially in like the horror game genre, are kind of mixing up a little bit more. Like, they're not just like using the same, you know, Unity assets of, like, you know, PT style house. Because, you know, I think those are kind of getting a little boring, but I mean, obviously there's something eerie about being in a house alone, in a house that, you know, you would suspect is supposed to be just, you know, chill and unsuspecting. Let's see. There's something eerie about being in a house alone. And are you? Vsauce music. No, I am not. And if I was, I wouldn't tell you guys. I wouldn't put that on the interwebs. That's funny though. Do this instead. But yeah, there's this there's another I guess you can call them franchises, but oh, was it Fear of Fathoms of Fear? I think it's called. You know, basically any video game that Markiplier plays. But yeah, there's this one series called Fathoms of Fear. Those are really fun to watch. Fears to Fathom? I think so. I think that's what it's called. You guys get what I'm saying. If you Google it, you'll probably find what I'm inquiring about. Oops, wrong one. There we go. But yeah, I like those because they take place in, you know, an everyday or, you know, kind of scary unknown setting, but it's the style of the, like, the art style that is pretty cool. Keep doing that. that reminds me of when me and my friend binged all the Final Destination movies in one time. I got extremely paranoid by the end. What will kill me in this room today? Yeah, that's definitely the root of a lot of childhood trauma. And I don't know. It's like they kind of teetered between, yes, this is a plausible thing that could happen by accident and be very harming, or just something like, oh no, this crazy, unlikely thing just happened randomly by accident. But, you know, that's the fun of it. Yeah, I wouldn't like to watch... I mean, I want to say the only Final Destination movies I've seen have been, like, maybe the first or second, like the really early ones. Death is technically a character. It is. Death in that movie is the orchestrator of so many things. I think, like, it's like just the wind. The wind is a character. There's so many times in that movie that the wind is the culprit behind what happened. But they don't really expound on death. There's things that happen, but the logic isn't always consistent. No, it's really not. Not very consistent at all. Use the brush. See, there's fun films to watch with your friends for the first time, I think so too. There's like, you almost have like a very giggly humor, like everybody experiencing it for the first time. Which one of your characters are your favorite to draw and in general? I would say that I'm a big fan of drawing Sophie. Sophie, I don't know, she's just like kind of my comfort character, like in general. And she's obviously the one I have the most experience drawing because she's in every episode, so I feel like I feel confident drawing her too. You're so needy, baby. The other character that I have fun drawing is probably Faye. I really like drawing her because she is look of a character that I don't commonly draw. Like, I don't commonly draw, like, what are they called? Like, oh my god. I'm not in the, you know, fantasy sphere as often, but like tiefling, I think. That kind of like tiefling type character. I don't have a lot of experience drawing those, and it's just fun to be able to like draw a creature. So I think those two are probably the most fun, and obviously there are more people. Why your boobie window? Have you not looked at her outfit lately? It's like cute cutout, okay? It's called fashion. Ever heard of it? And it's modest. Listen, what is it, that one meme from Reno 911? It's like, you can't fight crime without looking cute. Your art is amazing and fun to read. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Oh my god. Okay, apparently this girl needs to sit on my lap for a little bit. Okay. Let's see, I haven't looked at it in a while. Okay. Yeah, I think as of episode 4, I think she was still wearing her Earth clothing, because it was like her uniform from work, so I'll give you a pass. But yeah, those are, and that's the thing too, like, I do, excuse you, what are you doing? You gotta explore the whole world or something? Is it not enough? Can you not see everything from down there? Let's see. I'm not complaining. I wasn't expecting a booby window in what I thought was a space plug suit. Oh, okay. That's funny. Yeah, she's got that, and then there's the usual uniform. Her outfit, my jaw dropped. It's super cute. What does Zan think? You know, there is going to be an outfit in the future that gives him more of a response than this one. Which probably enters conflicting feelings into the chat, and instead of him embracing the feelings, he just pushes off the feelings more, and then they probably get into an argument, so. Whoa, stop. I know. So, I'm excited. Yeah. Oh my god, Jinx! I literally said that as soon as you put it in the chat. But yeah, I think, and I don't know, obviously I think if you were at episode 4, you should have already seen the things that happened at the convenience store, but, you know, I think that it was kind of like, I definitely felt like an outfit change kind of helps signify, you know, the change of other things that have gone on. Not to mention her Earth clothes are ruined because of what happened in the convenience store, so they are pretty ruined. I'm gonna check it out after I'm done modeling. Shouldn't be too long. Cool. No problem. And as you can see here, in a little intro to a new character who I think she's gonna be pretty quirky, well, not quirky really. This character is probably the definition of chaos, so everybody has their own, I guess, specialty. So, for example, I think that Zan's specialty is definitely, was it fighting and close combat? Faye, obviously she's the, was a commander of the group. So her specialties, I want to say, I forget what I wrote down. But she's more like strategy, general combat, and then knives. And then this character, her specialty is explosives. So that's fun. She's like, must go boom. Things must go boom. Oh my god, Will! Why? Oh! No, you're going down. You're going down. Oh! Stinky! Stinky! Oh my gosh. Freaking silent but deadly. Like, she farted! Not to mention her butt was right in my face. Yes, cats do that too. Oh my god. Wow, that's so creative. Thank you. What inspired you to create Space Ultima? So I wanted to write basically what I have like found interesting in like any comic, any anime, anything that I have consumed. So I'm like a really big fan of like sci-fi, especially like the kind of like 90s anime sci-fi, like, you know, your Ghost in the Shell, your, you know, Cowboy Bebop, like stuff like that. So in terms of the world, I really wanted to write a world that is inspired by the stuff that I really like to watch. No, you lost your privileges. I guess you're just gonna have to stare at me. Go get Toy Toy. Go get Toy Toy. So yeah, I was heavily inspired by that. You know, that genre, that world, things like that. In terms of the story and the characters, I just wanted to like tell a story that took place in like an extra special, extraordinary world, but also tell a story that like definitely reflected kind of things that I was going through at the time. You know, it's no coincidence that Sophie starts her journey working in like a convenience store, you know, your typical retail job, almost like kind of like a rite of passage, I guess you can call it. Anybody who's worked in like the service industry knows what I'm talking about. And so with that, I felt like I wanted to kind of tell a metaphor of like, you know, this person who was letting fear hold her back. And I felt like something crazy and extraordinary happening in her life to like physically remove her from her monotonous life is something that like needed to happen for her to like kind of kickstart a lot of amazing things that, you know, won't be pretty and won't be easy, but, you know, she's gonna work hard to get a life that is exciting, you know, stuff like that. But that creature is a criminal. I'm gonna tiger drop that bozo one day. I know, cats are, they're next level. They're next level, and I attempted the cat life and I was not successful, so more kudos to the people who do have one. Interesting, are there any hard sci-fi elements you've worked into in it so far. So of course we have like this, and I guess I kind of have taken like a little bit more like sci-fi, but then very loose like magical kind of things into it. Dogs are basically children, in my opinion. Oh yeah, for sure. I will say that was the main benefit. Like, you know, the cat knew where it needed to go poop, where it needed to go pee. It did all of that good stuff by itself. I didn't have to take it out. I didn't have to worry about super prolonged hours of being away. Like, yeah, it is definitely a chore more than a cat is. It's funny that I thought cats are easier to take care of than dogs. Cats are pretty much independent. So I guess I don't really know what you mean by like hard sci-fi elements. Now, of course, we have like so in the world building, I guess, of my webcomic, I definitely thought of it being kind of like your Star Wars and your Guardians of the Galaxy, where like you basically have this metropolis of like different species, different, you know, races of people and beings from like all over the universe, basically. So in that sense, like, I want to say some of my favorite like sci-fi world building has been, you know, Star Wars. Guardians of the Galaxy doesn't really, it world builds, but it's more like in the progress. Okay, that's what you meant. Cool. You know, you're discovering the world throughout, you know, the story of Guardians of the Galaxy. And then Mass Effect, that's probably one of my favorite game franchises. That I really, really liked how they did their world building. So that's what I wanted to replicate in like the crew of Space Ultima and like my characters. So like, and I don't have off the top of my head every single like species name, but like, you know, you've got Faye, for example, who she migrated to Astra as a young child because her home planet fell into like a horrible war. So she had to like immigrate here. You know what I'm saying? She had to immigrate for like a better life. And with that, you know, definitely came some things that kind of mimic our real world, which is, you know, discrimination, things that, you know, because these people look different from us, people become very scared about people who look different coming to their space due to conflict. So stuff like that, you know. So it's like you've got her, you've got, you know, Zan, you've got Sophie, who's a human being. You also have Gruss, who he's going to be introduced in this episode. And then you've got Paxel, who's like, you know, your typical android who is a part of the gang, who he's really fun too. So like, I just felt like I wanted like a diverse crew of like side characters. So super interesting. Yeah, it took super long to put together. But I mean, that's why, like, you know, I didn't start drawing any of my webcomic until, like, I had a pretty big amount of this stuff fleshed out. And I mean, I'm not saying that it has to take that much time. Obviously, I can't make things easy on myself, so I have, you know, developed world building and whatever else into my story, but I just felt like I wanted to have a loose idea of, like, you know, what kind of world Sophie was stepping into and whatnot. yeah, I hope that it continues to come to life. Oh, so you decided to take one of my toys again? One of my stuffed animals you continuously think belong to you? Your daddy got you a squishmallow. You should be playing with that. Girl. Yeah, you're goofy. Wow. I put this stuffed animal on my bed, and so she wouldn't get to it, and she found it. That's not for you. Hold on, guys. Ugh. Where's your squishmallow? Ugh. Where's your squishmallow, huh? She's so goofy. did you start learning to draw and make your own stories? Honestly, I probably started like as soon as I could start like pick up a pencil, really. So my dad, he is an artist. And I think I kind of like, moment I saw him, you know, sitting at the table doing whatever he was doing is probably as soon as I was also given a pencil. And I think I just kind of started to take it like more seriously. Like my drawings probably started pretty early, but at the same time my drawings look just like any other kid my age who was like also drawing. I just think it's pretty true that they say like kids, you know, instead of somebody being like, oh, that doesn't look like whatchamacallit, that's when kids unfortunately like stop drawing. I feel like that's kind of like what maybe stops someone from pursuing art. But basically, yeah, like I remember when I started to get, I think I was in elementary school, and I would buy like those composition notebooks and literally like write all these comics. I know that they're somewhere, they're probably like in storage or something, but I like would draw my own comics as a kid. I would draw the boxes and I would write and make speech bubbles, like pretty much in like as early as I can remember, probably elementary school. I would do like, and then I would do this thing, I would like make my classmates like characters in the comic, and then it would be cool because they would be like, oh, she drew a comic and I'm in it. So you're living your dream now. Pretty much. I mean, I definitely, it's kind of funny. I was always, in my opinion, I was always a really good artist. I always really liked drawing. But for some reason, there was a time I didn't want to pursue art as like a profession. Which is kind of hard to believe, I guess. But I think once I realized like, oh no, this is actually really what I want to do, and started taking it more seriously, I think that's where like I saw my art get a lot better. I guess I will claim that. I will say that I am living my dream. I don't want to say I'm not living my dream, because everybody's interpretation of their dream is like, you know, oh, I need to be making like a bunch of money from this thing and stuff, and like I don't think you need to get to that point before you claim that you're living your dream. But yes, I would say if 10 to 12-year-old me saw what I was doing right now, she'd be like, whoa. She'd be like, oh my gosh. I'm pretty much living the dream as well. Exactly. That's amazing. Yeah. That's what we're doing. If you're doing something that you like, you're living the dream. Making money is a whole other thing entirely. That's true. Living the dream and making a living is definitely two different things. Or it can be. If I wanted to do that, I would have quit my office job. Listen, if I wanted to do that, I wouldn't be working a real job. I wouldn't be working a job at all. Because realistically, you know, you want to be... It's so funny because I saw this video, and it basically was talking about how a lot of people who quit their job to do like influencing or social media type stuff are actually going back to work because they cannot make a sustainable living by doing this stuff online. I find that fascinating because on one end, it's like, okay, depending on what kind of influencer you are, if you're just like, oh, look at me, I'm vlogging, I'm going here, I'm going there, then I guess that makes sense that you would like quit that thing because you're not making any money from it. But on the other hand, I feel like if you're like on social media, if you're making videos doing a skill, you have a little bit more to work with. Anyway, that's like the TLDR. But I just find it fascinating because like I have to find a way to fund the things that I like to do. You know, you clock in for that PTO. You know, like you clock in to clock out, basically. So yeah, making money, it's one thing. Doing the thing that you enjoy can definitely be another one. And I personally had to learn that. Exactly, yeah. I had to learn that, and once I learned that, I feel like I was able to balance both of those things a lot better. But yeah, it is interesting because I feel like at the beginning of like the 2010s when like YouTube was like really big and you had all of these like squad house people, you know, that was like what kids were wanting to grow up and be. They wanted to grow up and be influencers like that, because all these people, like, you know, the Jake Pauls and the other whatever people, they were all like, oh, look at me, flaunting their like rich lifestyle. The economy is so much different now. Like, as we speak, I am monetized on Twitch, but I don't make anything from this. I don't make anything from YouTube. You know, like, so if you have crossed that threshold and you have like a bunch of followers and you can actually make money from those things, the economy is like so crazy right now. It's probably not paying as much as it used to. To be fair, it's a very attractive lifestyle to just be making money and messing around. Oh yeah, for sure. It is very, oh, the day that and it'll be very specific circumstances that allow this to happen, but I would be living my best life if I could just like not have a day job. Trust me, I'm sure anybody would love for that to be a thing. It's just very interesting because in the last like 5 years, what that means for people has kind of changed, I think. And it's very interesting because, you know, somebody will get, you know, 1 million plus likes on a TikTok, and then all of a sudden you want to quit your job. Like, don't do that, please. In this economy. That's what happened to people before TikTok. Yeah. Let's be smart about this. Now, if you grind and, you know, you're getting sponsorship offers after sponsorships, you know, consistent revenue from, you know, your subscriber count and things like that, then yeah, that makes sense to do. I guess it is just different with TikTok because I don't really know how their creator program works, or if they even have one. There's a Filthy Frank video for this? Oh gosh. That's a name. That's a name that brings nostalgia and trauma. While we chitter chatter, I'm going to take a quick bathroom break and stretch break. They removed it? Oh my gosh. Dang. I will never forgive YouTube. Alright, I'm gonna take a quick break. I'll be RP. Hello. I decided to feed her to Art the Artist. Good evening. How goes it? Alright. Oh, I didn't save her colors yet, so... Oh wait, I'm not on her yet. Welcome back. Also, I found the video. Oh gosh. Types of people on the internet. Oh my god. What? Okay, is there anything... I can't even ask if there's anything bad in this video. I don't want this to get timestamp included. That's funny though. Can't wait to see how you'll edit this part out of the video. Hey, cut the video, add in a cross dissolve, it's like nothing even happened. And trust me, I've had to cut stuff out of stream VODs before, like when the freaking static from my microphone ran rampant. Or that one time I had an entire VOD posted that had 0 sound because all of it was copyrighted. Yay! So much fun! Since I'm done modeling, I'm gonna catch up on Space Ultima now. Cool! Cool to hear. And let us know what you think. Wrong one. Right after you pay the electric bill. Yeah, it might be a little important. okay because she just wanted me to throw it. I hate when I hit the crop button by accident. Thank God for undo. Baby, you under the table? just putting like a mental note that I also need to draw Faye in the background because that's where she's sitting in the scene of it all. But I'll go back to that in later on. in gray? I guess it is. We back. Well, welcome back. Hope you enjoyed yourself. What is the music selection for this evening? It's just some copyright lo-fi chill music. Something hopefully everybody else finds relaxing. all caught up? Nice. Good to hear. Yeah, that's has to do with the background model I used. Although, so I kind of like explained that away. I haven't created an alien language. However, there are mixes of alien and English text in this world. For reasons that kind of like I explore later on. But the lazy answer is that that was on the character. Not character. Gosh, why I keep saying that? That was on the 3D model. One of them I tried to blur, but it didn't really. Yeah, it is a melting pot planet. But for the character, why do I keep saying character model? 3D model. Background model, building model, you get what I'm trying to say. Other thing that goes on is kind of some, I guess, background, but realizing that once upon a time there were Earthlings who came to this planet. How did they get there? And why aren't they going there anymore? So, just a little itty bitty things to kind of set some of the world stuff. But that is the issue with what do you call them? That is the issue with like 3D backgrounds, is that you can use them like, you know, straight out of the box, but they're not gonna be as customized to what you're needing it for as one would hope, unless you go through and do that. I noticed that one celestial body on the skyline in episode 5 was egg-shaped. Was that intentional? I don't know. Actually, I think the image was just vertically stretched. The skyline. You're talking about... Hold on. Are you talking about this background? Yeah. Egg-shaped. was a planet. That's an orbiting egg-shaped. Oh yeah, it's because of it. Yeah, I think it's because it's stretched. I know what you're talking about now. It's kind of got a curve to it. Yeah. It's not supposed to be necessarily egg-shaped. It's just kind of an orbiting, like you said, celestial body. So, but to get all of that in there, I had to kind of warp it. It's kind of like a 180 curve, so that's why it looks egg-shaped, I guess. Color in those later. Nice. Alright, well that's one page finished out of many other. But no, I'm trying to have it done by the end of the month, so I should be wrapping, what is it? Ramping up. There it is. I should be ramping up more in the next week or so. But yeah. Woo! Thanks for the stream. Of course, as always, I hope that this was a nice chill time, and you know, if you worked on some of your stuff as well, then even better. But I'm gonna go ahead and spend some time with this girly, and I will catch you all next Friday. Peace.